couple minutes of segments on these thoroughbreds again. There's another one off that came in here, scared to death of everything, couldn't hold its mind together. Got to the point to where this horse, where I picked it up at, had a groove war in the stall. I don't know, 3 feet deep, of wandering back and forth on the fence, walking that fence, doing all that kind of stuff. They want him back home though already. He's been here 3 weeks to try to change that behavior. I'm gonna say this again, I'm not throwing no names out there, I'm not doing anything of that nature, because he goes to another trainer after this to go and learn how to do jumping and that kind of stuff. My eyes, this horse has a long way to go before he's back. You couldn't touch his head, you couldn't do any of those things. He was just super spooky. You'd bring anything up, he'd jump out of his skin. I'd ask him to change directions, and he'd stand here with his brain going like that, back and forth, with the trembling in the front end. I mean, he had no clue what to do in a stressful situation. My eyes, you skip all of these things that this horse needs. I don't give a shit if he can jump a 12-foot fence. If the dang thing can't stand still and keep its brain together, he ain't worth his weight in salt. This kind of stuff, right? But again, in today's world, everybody wants everything yesterday. This is a shout out to the horse trainers out there. Don't let the people push you around like that. If you've got a horse that takes longer than 3 weeks to get done, which almost any damn horse is going to take longer than that, no matter what his deal is. Because if it's a 6-year-old, you got to erase all of his 6 years of baggage that somebody did everything wrong with, and try to change that around, and try to get the horse back on a different program where he's willing to start to listen to people again and try to learn something. This right here is what I'm striving for. But he's going to go home. I'm just going to send him on out the gate. Try not to be bitter about it. Try not to be anything of that nature. But he deserves better than that. I'm going to send him back. I'm going to shoot this video, show it to the gal where I'm going to go drop him off at, who's going to work with him on his jumping and that kind of stuff, just to give her a couple of clues of what to do to keep him so that person could put his hand up here, right? Before, a week and a half ago to 2 weeks ago, you put your hand up here and this horse would swing his head around and try to knock your damn head off your shoulders. He was just mean about it. But look where I'm at today. Good boy, you're all right, buddy. See that little look he's giving me? When I send this horse home prematurely, like what's going to happen here, as soon as that gal goes to hang his bridle on him and he throws his head at her and knocks her out of the way, the 3 weeks here were just a waste of time. What the person has to do here is they got to come out every day. They got to be patient. They got to be strong enough to handle this horse when he tries to take you, when he tries to knock your head out to get you away from the top of his head. You've got to be there for that kind of stuff. If that gal goes to ask him to put his head down and he sticks his head straight up in the air, which again, somebody screwed up on this deal. I think he's one of those ones that was off from the track and somebody grabbed him by the damn ear and tried to pull his ear down. So now every time you go near his ear, he wants to freak out and get all crazy about it. This animal's not something you want to be underneath when he goes crazy and tries to get your hands off of his face and tries to get you away from him. Good boy, buddy. See that? Those are all signs that this horse has still got issues there. It might take 4 months to get that cleared up. And if you don't have the time and the patience for that, well, then here's what I can tell you what's going to happen to this horse. If nobody takes the time to fix this horse, another month or so, they're not even going to be able to hang a halter over his head because he's not going to let you get up there to hang the halter. And then you're going to have to do all kinds of crazy stuff to get this horse back around again. So it aggravates me, it irritates me, the kind of world that we're in today where people just want to throw money at something and they expect, well, if I'm going to pay you, I want it done yesterday. Well, hell's bells, it don't work that way. Sometimes there's not enough money in the world to fix the things that you screwed up. So I'm going to push him around for a second. Now this is for the gal who's going to get him next, just to show a couple of the little things that might help you out on this horse so that he can come through.
I'm going to start and stop.
Go ahead and turn her off and back on again.
Yeah, we're getting long.
All right, so this horse has got tons of potential. He's got lots of greatness to give. Hell's bells, he could probably go and be a super race horse somewhere because he's fast, he's smooth. But he's also hot-blooded as all hell. Pick him up. Nice. this is just getting started with this thing. He can lope a decent circle, but I'm looking at him right here, super high alert. Hey, hey. Hey. Now wait, you're all right. You get yourself all excited. That him lunging around, getting himself all worked up, that comes from them just putting him on a lunge line, running his ass around the circle, and that's the end of it. Well, this isn't what I want to deal with right here. So when you're done doing that, running him around and all that other crap that goes on, you need to settle him back down again before you go climbing on his back. Don't just climb on him this way. You're all right, buddy. I mean, look at that horse. How in the hell are you going to hang a bridle on that? And then when he starts to throw his head at you and tries to take your head off with his head, how are you going to hang a bridle on that thing? Good boy. Here's coming what I'm hunting for, right? You could see him even dropping his head, and when he did that little twist there, like he was aggravated about doing that. Those are things that I would wait. Good boy, buddy. Those are things that I would wait for to go away. And even once they go away, you still got to work on that for another 3 or 4 weeks until it's really kind of in this horse's mind that that's what you're hunting for, and you might be able to get away without him popping it up again and getting rude about it. But by golly, it's not going to happen if nobody does it. And if there's no one out there who can do it, this horse will, I don't know what he's going to end up with, what doing. But if he goes to a gal who's only this tall, shorter than I am, and half the strength that I am and all that kind of stuff, and this horse wants to get away, nothing, short of tying the damn thing's head down to something in the ground that's not going to pull up, I got no clue how you do that. Except for this way that I'm doing here. He's got to understand things, and you can't just pass everything up and not do it. So anyways, this is what I'm going to be sending home. He's learning to come down off of this pressure of my hand. I'm bringing his nose. Good boy, buddy. You can get this horse to come past your belly. He would just go ape shit. So here's where he's at. He's here. Good. That's not too bad. I know it, huh? Everybody's got you all screwed up. This horse is nervous, but here in the stalls, he doesn't have himself a path worn down in his stall where he stays, so he's starting to quiet down. I'm seeing a lot of mental changes in this horse. Seeing some softness coming in here and just kind of really waking him up and bringing him back to being quiet so that when he goes back to wherever he's going to go, that he doesn't just stand there running the fence all doggone day, and then you pull him up and you got a horse who's half-ass loco. So, anywho, this is another one of those thoroughbreds. I feel bad for these guys because they get a bad start. You're all right, buddy. They get a bad start from the track guys, and then they come back and somebody tries to rescue them, and nobody wants to invest the time into these guys and the energy into these guys, and they just go the rest of their life kind of unusable. There you go, buddy. But you could see this horse still wanting to be a little defensive. There you go. Nice, nice. And he's waiting for me to grab his ear. He's waiting for me to do something stupid. But mine that I got is that I can bring his nose down to here like that. That's one of my positives. The other one, he stopped walking the stall. He stopped showing those kind of deals. Other than you could not bring a thing out like this, or this horse would go over the damn fence with it. So to put this kind of little bits of pressure on him, slapping that around. And to the gal where he's going to. When you roll this horse back on the fence, when you put him in the round pen over there and you do his groundwork, I would suggest that you don't let him turn his ass towards you when he's turning around. This horse did not know how to face you. When you'd ask him to change direction, he'd stick his nose in the corner right here and just start with his ass end, not knowing what to do. They need to face up when they change direction. All right. So watch this. When I ask this horse to change my direction, even on the line, he wouldn't want to do that correctly. All right. When I step in front, this horse, I want two eyes all the time. I don't want him getting his butt toward me. Yeah. Because that's the beginning of a horse getting away from me. When his nose is sticking over that fence there and he's got his ass to me and I'm in here, All that horse is thinking about is he's fearful. He needs to get away from it. He's trying to get away and he can't find a way out. Good boy.
Stop and
I mean, look
restart.
at him. He just looks tense in everything that he does. You're all right, son. I'm looking for way more relaxation than that. There. But this is him first thing in the morning. Oh, I hear you. I'm going to step in front of him, see what kind of reaction I get. That's better. Good boy. Even in this guy's stall, he was getting hard. You couldn't catch him in the stall. You couldn't hang a halter on him in his stall. He wanted to do it. He was getting kind of pretty bad about everything. So that's where I'm leaving him. Because anything else I try with this horse now is just going to be overabundance. And I don't have the time. They're not giving me the time to do it. So he just got to go out the gate the way he's going to go out the gate. And it's not your fault. You're a big super horse. You could be awesome if they gave you the time. But as trainer, this is all that I can do. And don't let them push you into these pressure points, because all you're gonna do is screw these horses up even more. Don't go telling somebody, hey, I can ride anything. I'll train that horse in 3 days, because there's some of them that can't be trained in 3 days. There's some things that need to get addressed, and it takes forever to get it. And if you're gonna let them boss you around for a damn dollar, you're going to end up screwing up a whole bunch of poor horses in the process of doing that. It takes time, regardless. I don't give a shit how much money you got. It still takes time to do these things right. You just throw money at it and overnight it's fixed. That's not the way it goes. It takes more than money. It takes work. And if you're not willing to put in the work, these are the things that suffer for it. Racehorse guys, quit grabbing these damn things by the ear when they don't want to listen to you. That doesn't work. It gets you through that day, but it wrecks a lot of horses come through here that you can't handle their heads because of the way that they handle them over there. Quit pulling on their damn ears. Good. If you just wait it out, they'll lower their head for you. They'll do everything, and you just become getting them softer like this. This is where I want this guy all the time. There you go, buddy. But there's another thoroughbred that just left out of here that had the same thing. That's why I wanted to do this segment. You've got to take the time if you want them done.